versa. Goes around in circles to waste the killer's time. Because the main objective of the survivors is there's 4 survivors. One of them is in chase of the killer, while the 3 is pressuring gems.
Are you taking notes,
the killer's
Daniela?
ability is to disrupt all of them at
We're
once.
supposed to be taking.
Yeah, there's a. I don't
Yeah.
hear you writing down notes. Do you have paper?
Shit.
That's the main objective.
Oh my goodness.
The strongest killers are the ones that can pressure multiple by either downing them quickly or
So
crushing
going
all of
on.
them, or just where you're forcing them in a position where they're forced to help each other and not pressure jet. And the most I'm still explaining looping. And so looping is usually based on where there's
You are so ass at
like-
looping.
I'm fucking better than you. You fucking fucked up your first time looping, retard. You got down every single fucking.
Fortnite, I couldn't build.
Okay, so
I
there's the thing called loops, and again, that said, you're gonna recognize them if you play it. And they have these things called pallets. These are the wooden things that are usually indicated with the red and blue. If it's red and blue, it's usually indicated for the killer that it's breakable if it's in a set position where it's or if it's covering a doorway, or if it's sideways down. That's when it's usually destructible, usually. Unless there is some sort of entity blocker, you're not allowed to do anything. And so, usually the survivor's objective is to circle around it, and if their objective is to minding the killer is to waste as much time. That's the main objective. And that's what most survivors, including me, find the most fun in the game, being interacting with the killer, wasting the killer's time. And because, it's the most fun part of the game, looping the killer, outsmarting the killer.
You saw that, right?
You what?
You saw that, right, Darren?
And do you want me to continue explaining?
Yes, please. As you can see,
Okay,
my
so
notes are
there's-
pretty good.
What is?
Okay, I'm gonna give you some more tips.
What is
I'm
this?
gonna give some.
What the? How
You should have
am I
even
a
heard of
gold
golden
digger?
harvesting tool. Okay, so there's this. Okay, a number
Are you
of
taking
one
notes
tip
for me
to
or
tell.
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start explaining because fucking.
You're
Okay,
not
one
done yet.
No, not even close.
I hate this class.
Shut the fuck up. You fucking got a scholarship for free. And
What is this,
fucking-
Virgin 101?
That's look at this. Yeah, Virgin 101, Dead by Daylight version. Looping 101, which is only the fucking first unit out of 15.
Let me just have this on. Why not?
Okay. The first loop to tell if the killer is good or not is by what we call respecting pallets. This is usually if the killer goes to the pallet and waits for you to drop it. So usually you just run through. Respecting pallets, that's the most common killer things to do, but the best thing to do is to respect pallets by going into a different direction while going forward. The reason why this works for killers is because the killer movement is instantaneously compared to the survivor movement, it's momentum based. And this is where it has involved. You may thinking, why would I want a momentum based movement system over than an instant? This one again, the killer's supposed to have advantage. Well, again, survivors, they could use momentum to swing in the opposite direction that the killer won't expect. This is the movement, and this is what we call, and there's been increased, there's been techniques using momentum in order to trick the killer, juke the killer, and into faking the killer, into doing huge mistakes. And there's this huge thing, everyone knows it, it's called the 360, when the killer lunges, and
Continue. Something about
This is
killers.
where the killer, yeah, where the killer lunges and you fucking 360 them and shit. This is, very common between lower ranks because they think they're cool, but they can't pull it off because they don't even know how to fucking do it, Jen. And so, what else? You want to get as much value out of a pallet, so it's generally not a good idea to
I'm
drop
pretty good with
pallets
pallets.
immediately. So I seen you fucking fuck up, and I seen you fucking die instantly.
You can't be worse than this person. Where is she? This person right here.
This person.
For me, who's right here when I'm pointing for you, Darren?
Yeah, Daniela.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
what?
That's what I was talking about.
And that's looping
Includes everything.
101. That's the most basic. Okay, okay, now I'm gonna go in depth
No.
in each
No.
tile. There is at least 23 tiles and some being dependent on each row. I'm gonna go with the easiest one, and these are the T and L's. You would usually recognize them by T and then L. And these are the most easiest to learn for me. I love looping these because, one again, it's usually fun to go as a killer to full survivors, but again, this is considered one of the hardest to learn because there is technically no palette. There's only windows at each vertex, each point. And usually as a killer, you're supposed to go right, because if you do, they'll just get the window vault here and they'll get the window vault here, and you're forced to go in circles, and there's two vaults, so that means you loop it 6 times, and your game's over at that point unless you're at a high rank. So you would usually take right or even walk backwards, so they'll move forward, you'll see the red stain, and they'll just run directly into you. This is where you usually get a free hit, or you could fake the fake, where you just stand still, they wait for you, and then you push forward because they're momentum based. Yours is instantaneous, so you catch up and get another free hit, or even a free down. These are also where you would usually find lockers, where you get head-on stuns, hunters, hatchets, and even a hook. So that's a really good memorization for hooks. And there's also a technique where right here in an L, there is some debris here. If a survivor is missing here, they're usually hiding behind here. And usually killers lunge as soon as they turn the corner, so survivors hide here, and they get enough time to escape and vault usually this window if they have dead hard or any exhaustion. And that's why it's always necessary to drop these pallets when it's necessary. Only saw like half of that, bro.
Continue.
Wanted to put you to fucking sleep, you fag.
Well, we're just laughing. I'm taking notes. I don't know what she's doing.
Okay. I'm going. That's the basics.
What about DLC?
There's so much more loops.
It's
DLC. DLC. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the first,
I had to ask.
second ever DLC. You're all on me. Unless he has an infinite tier, then you're fucked. And if it's scratch Myers, just use your mind. What do you want?
Daniela's passing notes in class.
No, let me see your fucking notes.
I just thought I'd let you know.
I'm not passing no.
Give me that fucking note, Danielle. What the fuck does it say? You want to fight Diego? You want to get fucking cream pie? Fucking extra homework, faggot.
Another Cobain, bro, I swear. Oh my god, cream pie me.
Oh look, it's your fetus brother here eating his hand. What do you want? What is this question?
Hey, you got a question? He said no.
Did this guy sleep?
Okay, so
Teacher, he's sleeping in class.
detention for you.
Okay, okay.